Well, good morning, everyone. I just got done exploring the Trona pinnacles out here. A Star Trek V filming location. Slept in my car last night, feeling pretty good. Did a little camp out here. And now I'm gonna head to where I meant to go last night. Death Valley. On the way out here, I found out that all the campgrounds had closed down due to the coronavirus. But the park itself should still be open, which means if everything goes according to plan, we should be switching now from Star Trek filming locations to Star Wars filming locations. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. After all, let's not forget the 5-mile dirt and gravel road back to the main highway. Yikes. Bumperoo! Ooh, all right, almost back to the highway. Just one thing I gotta do first. Yeah! There we go! Check out that sick stick! Come out to Trona, take a sick pic with the sick stick. All right, gang. Back to the highway. Oh, yes! Look at that! Tarmac! Beautiful, beautiful tarmac. Luckily, Death Valley's not too far away. Just gotta cross through the Searles Valley. Searles? I've never understood how to pronounce that. Then I believe the Panamint Valley, and then we'll be in Death Valley. It's about 5 hours, maybe 6 hours from Orange County, LA. Probably 6 hours from Disneyland, I guess. But there's all kinds of interesting and epic views along the way. I cannot tell you how grateful I am to be completely away from cell phone service and the news and all the stress. It is 100% more healthy when you can just stop looking at that stuff. You suddenly find out that you can still breathe and the world is still turning. Boy, the town of Trona over here is looking a little weathered. Plenty of real estate opportunities out here, I'll say that. It's a very otherworldly landscape. That's for darn tootin' sure, let me tell you what. Oh wow, look at this, it just says dollar. The family packed up and left. Look at this. That is a proper factory over there, the minerals facility. I'm told that over half the world's known minerals can be found in this very region, in this very valley. Oh man, looks like we're not getting our prescription filled today. Must be a lot of history in a town like this. A lot of empty houses back there. Oh, look at this. Okay, this is awesome. Here's somebody with some creativity in town. Now that is my kind of art. I can't get out and look because of the whole social distancing thing. Look at this stuff. Okay, these are some of the weirdest tikis I have ever seen. What the heck is going on over here? Ooh, Fran's Gallery of Spiritual Life. Definitely restores my spirits. Man. It's cool. That's normally the kind of place I like to get out and talk to the person, you know, check everything out. But I could see that the people nearby in the neighborhood were elderly, and I don't want to freak them out during the whole virus thing. Whoa, all right, so this whole road has been incredible. I mean, just gorgeous, a nice desert drive, but I had to pull over for this. We just crested that divide over there and showed up on the rim of the Panamint Valley. Dude, look at this. That's the Panamint Range over there. That should be Telescope Peak. And on the other side is Death Valley itself. Wow. Look at this. Very steep drop off here. Wouldn't want to take a tumble in my car. Whoa, I can see some chunks of rusted metal down there and a tire or two. This is what I love about hitting the road. You never know when you're gonna find a spot like this. Just a gorgeous, beautiful spot. Not marked on the map or anything like that. Just totally random. I don't know if you guys can hear that. There's some fighter jets going back and forth, going super fast, doing sonic booms, and then going really slow. When a fighter jet's coming straight at you, going super slow, it almost looks like it's hovering, and it almost looks UFO shaped. I've seen them do some pretty weird stuff, and this is right out here near Area 51, really, by jet. All right, anyway, we gotta head down there and cross this entire valley, then cross over the mountains, and then we'll be in Death Valley. So I guess we better get moving. Okay, now see, this is a fun road to drive. This is the part where I wish I had my Mustang, although I wouldn't do very well for the off-road sections. All right, we made it to the boundary. Those fighter jets are still rooting around up here. They're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Look! They're circling each other. They're fighting like a couple of dogs. They're dog fighting. Oh man, the distances out here are so vast. I've been driving for a couple of hours. But even though we've hit the park boundary, we've still got a long way to go to get to the heart of the park itself. I mean, whoa, just look at this. Look at that incredible wall of mountains we gotta go over, huh? It's beautiful. It's even more beautiful in the moonlight, but I'll take it. Gosh, this is all worth it just for the drive. I've been cooped up for too long. All right, we're over the hump now and headed down, down into the valley. Oh, this is weird. It was actually sprinkling a little. And look at those clouds. I came here for sunshine. What the heck? Death Valley is one of those weird places where you don't have to stop and whip out your National Parks pass. If you don't have a pass, you need to get a permit and put it on your dashboard. If you do have a pass, they used to have little hanging things to put them in. But since the visitor center is closed because of the virus, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my pass. Just leave it on the dashboard? I guess. Dude, this is super unusual to see moisture-bearing clouds like this. This is one of the driest places on Earth. Not to mention holding the record for being the hottest as well. Luckily, it looks like if there is any rain, it'll be concentrated on the north part of the park, well away from where we're going. So that's good, because flash flooding here can be very dangerous. Ah, all right, here we go. This is actually where I was supposed to stay last night, over here on the right. Stovepipe Wells. It would have been my first time ever staying here. Ah, well, it'll be here for a while. After all, it's already been here since 1926, and apparently so is this fire truck. That's a joke. I know it's newer than that. Look at this, though. In front of the fire truck is a pretty cool historical marker letting you know that this was once Burned Wagons Point. That's where the Jayhawkers, the Kansas group, out of the two groups of 49ers that came in here and basically got stuck and totally heimbucked, ended up burning their wagons, drying the meat of all their draft animals, and then they had to foot it on out of here. The other party of 49ers, as recounted in Death Valley in 49, were separated much farther south of here. They're the ones that had to send William Lewis Manley ahead of the party to go and get supplies and come back and rescue them. Keep that name in your brain, William Lewis Manley. We're gonna circle around back to him. All right, well, I was gonna come into this little ranger station to see what kind of sticker I needed or whatever. But as I suspected, it is closed along with these campgrounds, according to this giant sign, because of the virus. And apparently all fees are suspended through March 30th. Even the self-service ones. Apparently because they don't want us all touching this nonsense. Oh, also, no guns. All right, well, it looks like the sky is clearing up in the area that I want to go. So we'll just have to head on back over that direction. Dude, it is hard to overstate how huge Death Valley is and how vast the distances are across it. I heard once that it was the size of the state of Connecticut. I don't know if that's strictly true or not, but I believe it. I mean, just going from Stovepipe Wells to the visitor center takes, I don't know, about a half an hour. Ooh, all right. Look at this. We are now dipping below sea level. We're now in Death Valley itself, going below sea level. And I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I think Badwater, the lowest point, is 200 and something, almost 300, maybe 200 and a half, let's say, because I can't remember off the top of my head. But more than 200 feet below sea level. And then I believe these mountains, like Telescope Peak back here, which is shrouded in clouds, they rise up 10,000 or more feet. So you're talking straight from here 10,000 feet. And as you can see, they are close at hand, although that's actually farther away than you'd think it would be. And the thing about Death Valley is when you're standing here, the monumental, I mean vast scale of the place is overwhelming. When you see it in a picture on screen, it's very difficult to get across the side, especially since you're not allowed to fly drones or use any of those kind of tricks to make you understand how big it is. But there's a car down there on this road. Can you see it? I'm zoomed all the way in. That's just a little smidge. And that's just a tiny way down the road that goes way around the bend and all the way down towards Furnace Creek where the visitor center is, which I'm guessing is also going to be closed. Still kind of curious to see like what the signage looks like and all that stuff on it. By the way, when we got down from the mountains here, the other side of the mountains was probably 50 degrees, 48 degrees. Then we went up and it got below freezing. And then we came down, 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 down. And as soon as we got to sea level over there, and then a little bit below it, and then back to sea level here, it's like 70 degrees outside. It feels really good. The wind from whatever the storm is a little chilly, so you kind of need a little layer on. But it's like perfect weather. All right, anyway, let's go see what's going on under the sea level. All right, like I said, 30 minutes later, at just a shade over 60 miles an hour, we have reached the Furnace Creek Visitor Center, the main visitor center for the park. I think actually the last time I was here was during the government shutdown, so the visitor center was also closed. Let's see what's going on here during the coronavirus shutdown. Ah, yes, as expected. No room at the inn. The restrooms are still open over there. They always are. But over here, as you can see by these signs, the visitor center is closed. You know what? I'm always here at weird times. Last time was the government shutdown. A couple years ago, I was here when they had a crazy heat wave. It was way up in the 120s temperature-wise. I don't know. Whenever something weird happens, I always want to come check out Death Valley. Look at this. The bee station closed here as well. Still plenty of visitor guides out here. And of course, this gigantic map. Now look at this. We just drove from here around here. That right there took a half an hour. At least. I mean, look at the size of that thing. Dude, next time I do a meetup, this is where I want to do it. Death Valley meetup! Pretty weird, there's still a lot of people around here. For one thing, this is one of the only places you can get a little bit of cell phone reception. For two, it's a good place to park with a little covering from the sun. But the other thing is, if you already were checked into your campground, you didn't get kicked out until today, which is why I think I'm seeing so many people over here. I think a lot of groups are just basically making their way out now. They were only kicked out of the campgrounds, I think, about an hour ago. So weird, because even past Furnace Creek over here, the Shoshone have also closed up shop. No more Shoshone tacos. Wow, dude, look at this. Telescope Peak still wreathed with clouds. It's actually snow up there too. Man, you know, despite the clouds, it's actually become quite a beautiful day out here. Oh man, geez Louise. These people aren't social distancing. They're clustering. They're clustering. It's hard to come to Death Valley and not go out to Badwater. Well, as long as we stay 6 feet away from everybody, it won't be the end of the world. It's 282 feet below sea level, by the way. And what most people don't realize is it takes at least a mile of walk until you see the cool part. I usually don't go all the way out there, but the clouds today are making this a breeze. Normally the sunshine reflected off all the salt out here makes it way too hot, even when it's cold. All right, I have now come just a little bit over a mile from the parking lot. I am finally at least 150 yards from the farthest out person, which means I'm far out, man. Wow, look at this. This is nuts. Ooh, that looks like rain out there. I hope it doesn't rain. Being in the middle of a dry lake bed, 282 feet below sea level, seems like it could possibly not be the ideal place to be standing in a rainstorm. Matter of fact, there's so much moisture out here in the ground, it's actually muddy under the crust of salt. I can now see a lot of muddy footprints where people turned around out here. Look at this though, let's see how close we can get. You see that down there? That is salt. From what I understand, the very same stuff that you use for table salt. You could just sprinkle that right on your food if it weren't for the dirt inside. Whoa. Okay, I found a tiny piece with no dirt. Should I try it? Oh yeah, that's salty. Wow. It is pretty unbelievable out here. Once you get past the people, that is. Which, by the way, is very difficult because there are a lot of people over there. This is amazing. It's actually worth the mile, unlike PE. I could have just driven by and showed it from a distance and done it the cheatery way, but I made sort of a resolution to myself this year that in 2020 I would do a lot more hiking, which is why I'm doing this. No time like the present. Might as well get going. Dude, look at this. Look at these almost hexagonal, crazy shapes made by all that evaporating moisture. This is the sort of stage 2 between the parking lot and all that mud salt and the pure sugary stuff out there where we were just standing. I like how some people had to go farther than I was. Monkey see, monkey do, monkey pee all over you. Wow, I did not think it would be like this with this many people. Whew. Almost back to the main trail. Oh yeah, now we're hitting the mud. Why? Why would anyone? Oh well. Hippies. Whew. So that's why those people took off their shoes. Salty. Okay, just got back to the car. So according to this, it was 2.26 miles that I walked in about 50 minutes. 0 feet of elevation change. So pretty much dead level the whole time. I cannot believe how many hundreds and hundreds of people that I saw out here. Unbelievable. It also started sprinkling a bit, which will Heimbuck things if it's sprinkling over there. Definitely a big weather change. Can't even see Telescope Peak now. Probably getting some more snow. Yeah, I don't like the look of that weather, so I guess it's probably time we head to what I wanted to show you guys, just in case it starts to rain and Heimbucks it. All right, we have now reached the parking lot for the Zabriskie Point overlook, and I can finally pay off that promise in the beginning of the video from going from a Star Trek filming location to a Star Wars one. Follow me up the hill to the overlook, shall you? If you've been binge watching a certain show on Disney Plus recently, then you might recognize this next location. The first time I saw it on the screen, I was like, hey, I know where that is. Almost there. All right, take a look. Behold the view from Zabriskie Point filming location for The Mandalorian. To get the exact shot, you gotta come actually below the overlook on this little shelf here. Ooh, don't wanna go too far, but oh yeah. This is it right here. When the Mandalorian's going down to that planet, which we all think is Tatooine. You know, the one where he first gets Baby Yoda. There is a shot of his ship coming in for a landing and passing right by this. Dude, that's the shot right there. That means this is the planet where the Mandalorian found Baby Yoda. Dude, that is so friggin' awesome. The crazy part about it is it's one of the most popular photo ops in Death Valley. There are always tons of people here, especially at dawn and dusk, even at nighttime with the whole stars thing, you know, taking pictures of this view of Death Valley out there. Manly Beacon, I believe that's called, after, you remember, William Lewis Manly that we were talking about earlier. He rescued the 49ers. But I love that. I love that they included a very well-known Death Valley view. And this is part of why we all thought that was Tatooine, that episode, other than, you know, the Jawas and what have you. Because several of the pickup shots from the original A New Hope Star Wars movie were filmed right here in Death Valley as well. Which makes this pretty much bona fide Tatooine. Now the weird thing about The Mandalorian is supposedly none of it is shot out in the real world. None of it's shot out in the desert. None of it's shot anywhere except for a tiny backlot in Santa Monica and on sound stages using a new projection mapping thing around them called Stagecraft. At least I think that's what the name was, if I am remembering it correctly. There's no cell phone service out here. I can't check. But as you can plainly see, at the bare minimum, some background shots were filmed here. And I have a strong suspicion that some other live action shots were filmed in Death Valley as well. And I don't mean just as a background, I mean actually with the Mandalorian in the shot. Unfortunately, the places that I suspected are going to be kind of off limits now because of the rain coming in. I'm going to have to come back another day to figure it out. But in the meantime, if any of you guys figure out any other spots, email me, let me know. There's actually a trail down here around this overlook through the Badlands, the Zabriskie Point Trail, which I think they should really rename the Mandalorian Trail. And I think I'm gonna go for a hike on it since the clouds are sticking to the other side of the valley. Just a couple of miles long, but I didn't realize how much time I'd already spent with you guys today. We're running out of film. So I'm just gonna give you guys a few of the highlights here. Don't worry though, I'm pretty sure we'll be back again. My, what a desolate place this is. By the way, if you guys are interested in Star Wars filming locations in Death Valley, I have actually come out here and filmed them quite a few times, so I'll link the videos in the description here. Actually, one of the original Star Wars locations was reused for The Mandalorian out here. Spoiler alert, it's when The Mandalorian goes to Mos Eisley. a lot more uphill to this hike than I thought there was gonna be. Man, oh man. See, now this is what I call social distancing. I like this. Stay tuned, gang, because I got a bunch more adventures coming your way. And like I've mentioned before, if you're cooped up inside the house, quarantining yourselves, or you just want to do some virtual traveling, trust me, I do it all the time. I'm a big fan. Don't forget there are more than 1,000 other episodes for you to watch on this channel, plus tons of social media links, sick merch links, and a Patreon link in the description where you can get extra podcasts and support the show. We're like PBS. We rely on you. I'm almost to Manly Beacon, and I gotta tell you, the hike is working because I'm feeling pretty manly right about now, but we are almost out of film. So I think I'll bring it down to sharing the manliness, and then I'm gonna have to let you go. All right, well, we've reached the Badlands Junction. Wow, and it's actually another mile or two to get to Manly Beacon over there. What I didn't know is the trail that I'm on actually doesn't go all the way there. And unfortunately with the weather, I don't think we're gonna have quite enough daylight. So I guess this is as manly as we're gonna get today. Right now we're gonna have to leave the Manly Challenge for our next visit, which shouldn't be too long from now. 'Tis the season for Death Valley. Beautiful weather. I've got another 2 miles at least uphill to get back to the beginning of this trail if I follow the whole loop. So I think this is the point at which I'm gonna have to leave you guys and really hoof it. Thanks for watching. I hope you all stay healthy, happy, and safely socially distanced during this whole COVID-19 thing. Of course, if you're watching this in the future when that's all over with, good for you. You're safe, you made it. For now though, it's time to say goodbye. You've done your duty. You can go home and sleep well. And actually, since this is where I'm leaving you, this is your home now. Congratulations, you did it, you're home. But I gotta go. See ya. Got your back with the sweet sticker pack. I got your back with the sweet sticker pack. This guy right here. Man, I can't wait till these come out. These are fun. See, this is what I'm saying. You see this? You can't trust this rock. You can't trust it at all. I mean, it's obvious. You see why, right? You can see why you can't trust this thing. It's so flaky. Look how flaky it is. Talk about a flake. My friend George would say it's like trying to get Tyler to go to Red Robin. Flake Tyler. All right, conjunction junction. What's your function? All right, car to car, that was about 4 miles with all the backtracking I did in just under 2 hours. 4 miles in 2 hours is not great. You would think after walking sometimes 16, 20 miles a day at Disney World or other things, I would be in shape for this. I've definitely been in better hiking shape, but it's just totally, completely different muscles that it takes. You know, you get sore at Disney World walking all that. I could walk the city of Paris, we'll walk, 15 miles a day or whatever, no problem. Well, not no problem, it hurts, but totally different muscles. Totally different muscles. Only like 400 feet of elevation too, going up and down, up and down, up and down. But you know what? That's why I gotta start small. I wish I could report that I've done some awesome mountain climbing and stuff, but it's been so long since I've really done any proper hiking, just because I didn't know how to film it, and then I was like, I'll go do something I can film, but now I think I've I think I've earned my little post-hike treat, including the mile and the mile back, so 2, 2, and 4. We've done about 8 miles today. 8 miles in a day, not great. I drove hundreds of miles though. Does that count? I'll be your snack pack. What? What does that even mean? Man, huge shout out to Tristan from SUV RVing. That guy does this all the time and films it. It's doable hiking. it's doable filming, but it's hard to do both. Set the camera up, walk by, go run and pick it up again. Ay, Dios mío. Forgot to tell you. Just one more thing, really quick. That I did hop out to Disneyland just to see how close I could get the other day. So if you want to check that out, that's 2 episodes back. And then, of course, I did check out those Star Trek 5 filming locations in Planet of the Apes at the Trona Pinnacles. Pretty cool place. If you're looking for future camping sites or you just want to see somewhere weird, just go back 1 episode. And it should be there for your viewing pleasure. Hope you guys really are happy and healthy right now. And I'd like to just re-stress what I said towards the beginning of the video, which is, man, turn off the news. Watch things that make you happy. You're gonna hear the news, trust me. You'll hear if there's crazy news. Remember, what your brain ingests is just as important as what your body ingests. So just like it's not okay to eat a bunch of sugar or junk food or crazy ghost peppers all the time, you know, your brain needs positive things, relaxing things, things that stimulate you in a positive and healthy way. So make sure to do that. I know it sounds weird. I'm not trying to be preachy or anything, but we often forget. We often ingest so much negativity and stress and what's going on and what's going to happen and I don't like this and this guy's doing this thing and people forget, you know. It's really important to have a break from that stuff, a nice positive change, you know, a mental change. So for what it's worth, not that I'm any great guru or I have any secrets you don't, I get just as stressed out, but on my quest for positivity, I've found that that is one of the most helpful things ever. Just to take a break from that stuff. It totally lowers your anxiety levels, totally lowers your depression levels, especially if you can get busy getting interested in a new subject or a new thing. It is a great way to bust the anxiety cycle, trust me. And I don't know, I feel like people don't say that enough, you know, your mental diet, very, very important. So, wishing you a stress-free and happy isolation. I think I've said way more than I need to. And now I'm gonna just enjoy the last mile or so of this hike by my lonesome. I'll be your snack pack. What? What does that even mean? You know what it means. You're so gross. Hello, Mr. Penguin. It's good. It's real good.